Vaccine stall.
The response is such that you exceed your supply, you run out.
Hundreds of Hatters were prepared to roll up their sleeves for the first round of H1N1 vaccines, but health officials were overwhelmed. Alleged co-conspirator. After another terrorist plot is foiled in the United States, a Canadian man is under arrest.
Calling it quits. Well, he wishes it wasn't so, but one of our area's best drag racers will be watching the action from now on. The story coming up in sports.
From Medicine Hat, this is the Prairie's Own Chat News.
Hi, I'm Riley Carlson and welcome to the Chat Evening News. Lines wrapped around the Cypress Centre today as Hatters crammed in, hoping for an H1N1 shot as part of Canada's largest vaccination program in a generation. This was the scene at the Cypress Centre this morning. The line began snaking around the building by the time the clinic opened at 9 a.m. Organizers say it was originally well laid out and Hatters were moving quickly through the lines, but more people came out than anticipated. Less than 2 hours after clinics opened, officials were already turning some away. Thousands of doses were on hand today, but as Hatters continued lining up, it soon became apparent the vaccine would run out. Jeremy Hunka has been working on this story today and joins me now on the desk. Jeremy, tell me exactly what happened.
Well, there was actually a lot of confusion in the city. Even at the Cypress Centre itself, there was some confusion as to whether or not people could get an H1N1 vaccination. Some lining up were being told, you know what, go home, we don't have enough vaccinations for you, while others were being told, no, wait here, we do have a vaccination for you. Now, we confirmed that in total, about 3,000 doses were distributed in Medicine Hat today. However, the vaccine did officially run out this afternoon. Now, for those who were lucky enough to get a shot, wait times varied. In some cases, they were actually up to several hours.
About 4 hours and 10 minutes.
And what have they been telling you the whole time?
One nurse would come out, say they have enough for so many people, then they would come out again, say they have no more left, and they come out again saying that, oh yeah, we could finish this line off, so we don't know.
What happens if you get to the front of the line and there's no vaccine?
Oh, there better be. I just hope there is.
So now, Jeremy, obviously a few frustrated residents out there today, and the health authority had to have something to say about it.
Absolutely. Our region's medical officer of health actually held a late press conference this afternoon to address the shortage. Now, he says he's actually quite pleased with the response. He wasn't sure originally how many Hatters would line up for this vaccination. However, the response was actually very good, at least in his opinion. Now, he maintains his goal is to have everybody in this region vaccinated. He understands the shortage may be frustrating to some, but he does not believe people should be upset.
It is not possible to ship 100,000 doses to come here and we give it out the next day. It has to come in shipments. There's no other way of doing it. That means when you get a shipment, you hold your clinics. If the turnout, if the response is such that you exceed your supply, you run out. But there's more shipments coming.
Now, Jeremy, Dr. Sinead does say that there will be more vaccine here in time for Thursday's clinic.
Absolutely, and he does believe that there will be enough vaccine on Thursday, this time to make it through the entire day. Now, he also appealed to the public this afternoon, asking to let those in high-risk groups be the first to get this vaccine. Now, those include people under 65 with chronic conditions like diabetes or heart problems, maybe even kidney problems, and children 6 months or under to about 5 years old. Now, pregnant women are also in this high-risk group category. Those are the people these first vaccines are meant for. Now, of course, Sinead said there will be enough shots for everybody in Medicine Hat and in our region. Eventually, he just says some people will have to be quite patient.
All right, thank you very much, Jeremy, for the update. Now, Thursday's clinic, as we mentioned, is expecting to go ahead as planned from 9 to 4 at the Cypress Centre. And as Dr. Sinead mentioned, they would like to see people from the high-risk groups. If you don't fall into those categories, more clinics are planned. You can see beginning on Tuesday, November the 3rd. They'll be at Higdon Hall at the Stampede Grounds starting from 12:30 to 7 from Tuesday to Thursday, and then Friday, November the 6th from 9 to 4, and Saturday, November the 7th between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. But it wasn't just in Medicine Hat that health officials were swamped. It happened with demand across the country. Now, despite polls suggesting many Canadians would take a pass on the H1N1 flu shot, thousands are turning out to be vaccinated. Health officials in Alberta say demand for the vaccine continues to be greater than expected. Alberta Health Minister Ron Leipert says 38,000 shots have already been given out in our province. And that demand does mean that health authorities are needing to adjust on the fly. They're now watching with growing concern children older than 5 who are not right now in that high-risk H1N1 priority list. And what happened to a 13-year-old boy from Toronto is a big reason why. This time last week, he was a healthy, hockey-loving kid. Evan Frastaglio died of H1N1 yesterday. Jennifer Tryon has more on a story that has parents understandably on edge.
Even in the backyard rink, he was known as a feisty forward, and the 13-year-old hockey player was a fighter, but he never saw this one coming.
It struck him like a lightning bolt, okay? My son had no time to fight.
His son, Evan Frastaglio, lost a remarkably quick battle to H1N1. He'd been feeling sick last week, but still played in a weekend hockey tournament. Saturday night, he returned home and got a fever. His parents took him to the walk-in clinic Sunday afternoon.
Continue to take Tylenol and some Gravol for the vomiting, and just watch your son. If it gets any worse, then come back. Well, we never had a chance to come back.
Later that evening, he collapsed.
From one moment you're giving your son a bath to 5-10 minutes later you're performing CPR, and then he's lifeless.
3 other hockey teammates are also sick and quarantined, and his school is closed.
Everybody's in a state of shock for Evan, and they're concerned about their children. We're all trying to do the right thing. It's all across Canada right now.
He's right. The virus is targeting young people across the country. On Sunday, 10-year-old Venetia Warner from Cornwall, Ontario, died. The public health officer in that region is so concerned he's adding anyone under 18 to the vaccine priority list.
I think that it's quite appropriate for us now to be able to say we want to vaccinate all school-age children this week.
In most provinces, only children under 5 are considered high risk. Everyone else has to wait. That could prove deadly for children who already have the reduced ability to fight disease.
It can go right to the lungs. Once it does that, it really can set off an inflammatory cascade that just sets your body into overdrive and can end up with fatal situations.
Back at the rink, this latest death is chilling parents and sending a strong message.
I was on the fence. It definitely gives me pause, and I think it gives me even more reason to get the vaccine.
It's why Evan's dad said he's speaking out.
Dad, I need this. Mom, I need that. You do what you do as a parent to protect your kid. We couldn't protect them. Just couldn't.
Ever notice some celebrities are a lot more popular